Well, hello everybody, finally. Sorry for this delayed start, but here we are and welcome to today's CAM webinar. We are thrilled to have all of you exposition professionals joining us from across Canada. Today's session will give you an inside look at what's coming up for this year's CAM annual conference, its history, its impact, and what makes it such a powerful gathering for our industry here in Canada.
Melissa, I'm so excited to be here. Hopefully you can hear me. This is the power of a live broadcast. And, on behalf of CAM, it brings together the leaders, the builders, the change makers of Canada's exhibition industry all in one place coming up this June. And, the conference, I know as we look to see the folks joining from across the country here, it's just got such a wonderful legacy. And it's really all about shaping our sector's future. And I think today we're just excited to give a preview of some of the innovation, of the learning, and of course the famous networking that's coming this June in Windsor. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's always such an exciting time for all of us to come together. Today, we have some great guests joining us to share what they've gained from past conferences. So that's going to be something that's kind of fun today as well.
We're going to be taking you across the country and no flights required, especially with those surcharges. So yes.
Yeah, and we'll give you a clear sense of why this year's event is really worth being part of. You've got until April 17th to sign up with Early Bird. So we're really excited to bring this unique webinar to you today. So I just want a couple of housekeeping notes. We are recording today's session. We will be posting the recording on the CAEM website. So those are two things you need to know. And also use the chat. Feel free to use the chat throughout. It's a big part of today's experiences. Ask us questions. Tell us where you're coming in from. All of those good things.
And where are folks coming in from? Our chat board, Melissa, is just lighting up. Who do we have here? From downtown Toronto, Cambridge, Burlington. I'm trying to catch up on this one here.
How about Calgary?
As well, Calgary, Mississauga. We're seeing the West Coast here from Vancouver and others. So we'll keep the viewers up to date. And if we keep that chat running as well.
Absolutely.
So feel free to shout out where you're calling from. And also, if you want to shout out, we know there's been so many, Melissa, so many great conferences over the years. We know that Windsor is going to be everybody's favorite conference, we think, after this edition. But if you have a past conference that you have a special memory for, feel free to shout that out or maybe if you dare, when was your first conference and where was that and what year? If you want to shout that out in the chat, and I think Melissa and I will be able to pick that up.
Absolutely. And I'm going to pass on answering that. Those who know. So we'll take a pass. But listen, Windsor, as Nick said, is going to be such a great conference. It is driving distance for a lot of our members. So we're really excited about that. We are looking forward to seeing everyone in person this June. Now, we'd like you to take a look at what Windsor has to offer. Great video.
Wow. I know we are coast to coast, Melissa. So for some of us, we've had lunch, but some of us here more in the West, we're still hungry. Doesn't that pizza look incredible?
That's right. They are famous for their pizza. Listen, we have members that span across the country, as you know, Nick, but that's the one thing. We always feel connected. And I think the annual conference really does that for us. It's really bringing everyone together in one place.
there's really that wonderful connectivity, and I think it's doubly so. I mean, look, we have to. When I sometimes talk to family to say you're going to a conference for people that produce exhibitions and conferences, right? And it's all normal to us, but it really is at the DNA of what we do as an industry is bring people together. And yet it's such a special time to get everybody under one roof here coming in June. And we're so excited to preview here. I think that we're at our MKM studios ready to go to our first guests.
Yes, our conference co-chairs. This year's theme, by the way, is winning with innovation and leading with experience. So we're leaning into our destination a little bit for sure. But here comes Mikey and Brittany.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Great to have you, Mikey. And I know we've got Brittany that is connecting there. So we think we'll have her on shortly, as is with live broadcasts, Mikey.
Yeah. Brittany's with us. She's live with us. She's in the studio. I know. I was just speaking to her the other day. I know her ears are. Can you hear me? Yeah, I saw that nod. So we were just talking about this leading into a show that I just came back from the West Coast in Edmonton for, and we're really excited to be chairing up this conference.
Yeah, you guys are doing such a great job.
Well, I think that we're going to hit you right off the top with what Melissa previewed is this year's theme, winning with innovation and leading with experience. Can you both tell us a little bit about the theme and how that's shaping the program?
Brittany, did you want to start off?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Oh, great. Okay, good, everyone. It's great to be here from Calgary, live on location. As Nick said, there's some back and forth here, but we're happy to be on live on location here. I think the theme, how it came up, is just exactly what we're balancing right now in life. You know, trying to try new things, embrace new technologies, and thinking differently. But experience is what keeps us all grounded in reality and where we're actually at. So I think the theme really captures both sides of the equation, and basically a nod to the fact that innovation lands a lot better when we're built on real world wisdom.
Yeah. And Mikey, in today's challenging events, environment for all of our members, Mikey, if we think of organizers, venues, and suppliers, winning with innovation and sharing that experience. I know a little bit from the inside on some of the meetings, but that's really a cornerstone to yours and Brittany's plans this year.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be shown through in the education. And Nick, you're leading the charge on that committee, and I've sat in on a couple of those meetings, and Brittany sat in on all of those meetings. So Brittany's really holding down the fort. But there is incredible education lined up. A lot of the focus has been on giving, real value to the members. Everyone is spending a lot to come in, whether it's time or money. It is expensive to attend this event, but there is value in it. And we are leading with, honestly, some great speakers who are talking about really important topics that will give you 2 or 3 elements that you can walk away and apply right away. So Brittany was saying, in her lead open, innovation is great when it's built on a foundation that you can actually put into play. So it's really nice to talk about cool things and different things that you can try. It's really important to keep that focused on the real world and what we can do right now. And Nick made mention of all the headwinds we're facing with increasing flights and travel. And we're going to tackle those subjects. And so everything is pertinent to right now. A lot of this is going to be really topical. So I'm excited to see it. And the venue is awesome. I am a big proponent of Windsor. 4 of my team members are there. They always try to get me to move out there. Beautiful city, amazing host. We'll hear from them a little later. And I'm going to stop talking.
So we don't want you to stop talking, Mikey. Between the two of you, can you give us a couple of maybe cornerstone sessions this year or topics that you guys have been working on and that you think people really shouldn't miss?
Do you want me to jump in, Mikey?
Yes, please do.
Awesome. I don't know. I think everyone's seen the speaker announcement for Dahlia coming, and I think having a keynote and then followed up with actual takeaways the next day is that 1-2 punch that we're all looking for as far as AI goes. And then I don't know. I think all four of us have sat on a roundtable discussion, and the one feedback was these sessions get a little extra spicy, so we need to add more time. So look forward to some really takeaways on a roundtable, both on the association and the expo member side.
Yeah, I'm with you on being there for Dahlia for sure. For sure. That's an exciting one. So glad she was able to join us. Mikey, how about you?
I think it's going to be the panels for me. We've been talking about some high level panels that are going to be really, really pertinent to what we're talking about. It's rare that we get high level people from the community or from our association to be able to talk on subjects that are important to us. And I know Nick will be sitting in likely hosting that. And if you've ever heard from previous years, these are great nuggets. If you've ever taken a CEM courses, hearing from your colleagues and hearing their experiences and applying them to your own struggles is really what this show and this community is about. So I'm excited to see those. And Dahlia, obviously, and I know we're about to announce a couple more. So I don't know what we've for sure confirmed. So at the risk of getting myself into trouble. But yeah, the Dahlia one we've announced, so we can all point to that. But and that's again with the theme and what we're trying to do. We have another gentleman coming in to talk, and I don't want to say his name specifically because I don't know if it's for sure confirmed, but we'll be I see Brittany hard speaking her. So
it's job to pull these things out on live television.
Yeah, the point is there's really, really good talks coming up and things that will apply to both, and I think one of the things that we try to be mindful of is making sure that we're serving both the expo members and the associate members. And I know that's been a constant topic of conversation when we're picking out these educational sessions, to making sure that we're making it balanced to both sides of the membership and that there's takeaways for both. Because oftentimes you'll see it's just, this is only for expos, but this year we'll really have a focus for the associate members as well.
So switching gears a little bit, as we're going to have a chance to go in depth a bit more on the education in a segment coming up in a few minutes. But tell us a little bit. I'm just, as we're looking at the chat, Winnipeg, Quebec City, East Coast, we'll keep shouting them out. But Mikey and Brittany, tell us a little bit about, maybe for somebody that hasn't had a chance to attend a CAEM conference, but has very likely heard about it or heard things like that. Well, what's the environment like? If I'm in the sector, whether I'm new or and I'm considering attending, what's it like? Is it a welcoming environment, and what can I expect when I get there? It'd be great to hear from you both. What that's going to feel like, and what am I going to experience?
Brittany, I'll let you go first.
Okay, I was going to say, this is coming up on my 10-year conference anniversary, as I like to call it. So, 2016, I walked in PEI, and my first experience was walking into a CEM course, and I was so nervous. I'm like, who am I going to meet during all of this? And, within a day, the community was so welcoming, and now I think it's one of the things that I look forward to year over year, and getting to make lifelong friends, as I like to call them, that people just understand show business. It's not something that you can explain very easily if you're not in the industry, but you'll find somebody from coast to coast that will understand what you're going through, and a trusted friend to call on, and you say, what are you guys doing at your events, or how are you tackling this challenge? And I think it's something, as a newcomer, don't be nervous. I think that there's lots of amazing people, the four of us for sure on here, and many across on that are sitting in the background as well. And for those who are new to the industry, Mikey, you can talk about your after parties that you like to host, a famous MKM. my actual note I've written down is, how to stay up very late and then still function the next morning. It's a true CAEM talent.
That's it, and I think you hit on a couple really key points. You're gonna meet people that will end up being lifelong friends, lifelong colleagues, people that you get excited to meet up at these things. We all work very hard. Our industry is a high stress, high reward industry, but this is a time where we can all get together and talk about the war runes and all the things that we've experienced over the last year. And it's a great learning tool. You know, I've mentioned it a couple times, but hearing and learning from your colleagues is one of the best things that you can do. This is one of the rare opportunities that you, as a junior member, and I got to experience this umpteen years ago when I was in my late 20s and now into my late 40s, to show you how long I've been a part of this association, is that you can talk to peoples at all different levels. So if you are a junior and you are looking to talk to a senior member of a different company, this is a great opportunity to do so. There is very little barriers here, especially at an event like my after party. Everyone is on the same level. We are all eating McDonald's and having a good time. And we are all getting the same education and benefit out of this. So it is a really, really beneficial part of being a part of this association. I honestly recommend to everyone to join. I beat up my clients when I don't see them at the show. I really think it's a benefit to all of them. And I don't just say that like I'm sending 3 of my team down and I'll be bringing in 2 of my team from Windsor for a day pass. And I encourage anyone who has a team, like even if it's just for 1 year, send a member, send someone who's been really, doing well. Doesn't have to be senior. People who are junior can get just as much benefit from this as someone on a senior level. So just a note because I'm sure a lot of executives inside their companies are watching this and getting excited to spend some investment on learning. And this is a great opportunity to do so.
Great. Melissa, I think we've got one more pretty challenging question, don't we? I think yeah.
We do. And it is a bit tricky. So either one of you can answer. In 4 words, why should people attend? Just 4, Mikey.
Okay. What do you mean? I'm so brief with all my responses.
I'm glad you put a time limit on it. Okay. So these are ones that came to mind when I was thinking about this question. I think connect, learn, level up, and grow.
Amazing. I love those words. That's amazing.
Fantastic. And well, these are our 2026 conference co-chairs. And it's so
do the wave.
To speak to you.
You're doing a great job.
And I think we could go on. We honestly could go on and on, but we've got some more guests coming up. But Mikey in the GTA and Brittany in Calgary coming to you coast to coast. Great updates. Thank you so much for joining us.
I look forward to seeing you guys in June.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon. Great work.
It is incredible, and I do like what Mikey was saying. And I always say to people at the conference, and one of the reasons why I think that our conference is so important for people to attend is because our commonality is that trade show floor or that B2C show floor. Let's just call it the show floor, right? That is what weaves us all together. And when you're speaking to someone about a show floor, and they know what you've gone through, or they know the success that you've had, it is a different conversation, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it certainly is. And I mean, I think as we look towards our next guest, you really hit the nail on the head. There's that commonality we have, and then even more so that commonality that we have. As I know, you hit up different conferences. There's plenty of conferences for the exhibition or the conference sector internationally, but here CAEM is unique that it really offers that programming that is tailor-made for the Canadian sector. And it is different. There are nuances and there are things to know. And there's really, it's not just touting the conference, but it's just the truth that you don't get that type of content anywhere else. And so I'm really looking forward to delving a little bit deeper with our next guest, with Carrie, who's heading up the education committee.
Yeah, I agree with you. So let's take it away with Carrie. How are you, Carrie?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Great. So Carrie, you are the chair of the conference education subcommittee. That is a heck of a title.
Yeah, I know. There's so many words in there.
That's awesome. So we'll just jump right in, Carrie. So tell me, who is the conference designed for this year?
Well, I would say, I mean, obviously, this industry where we work with people, we're all about people. So really, we're there to support anybody in the exhibition and events industry. So it's where we can all come together, learn, connect, and ensure that we're kind of all on top of those same current industry trends and all that kind of thing. It's for everybody. You just
Yeah.
learn so much more. So.
I actually really like when I've sat in on the committee meetings. I like how you have both of our expo and our associate members in mind, and you're really, with purpose building it that way. I think it's amazing. That's really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. That was, some of the feedback that we had heard back and stuff from our surveys. So we wanted to take that into consideration, and we listened,
Appreciate
and
it.
so we're hoping to bring you something good. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Nick, I'll hand it over to you.
Sure, Carrie, we're going to rapid fire. I don't, hopefully we didn't ask this already. I did cut out for a little bit here. The two questions. What will first-time attendees gain from the program this year? And I'm going to, just because you have it in mind, and then contrasting that with what will experienced professionals or more seniors professionals gain. Maybe if you can contrast both of us, because it's a dynamic program this year.
it really is. Well, I mean, I think with our first timers, they're going to develop those meaningful connections and those opportunities where we can all collaborate as peers. So this year, I find we actually have more hands-on sort of roundtable sessions that are going to be happening. So, I feel like that kind of creates a little bit more excitement. And you're not just sitting with somebody that's sort of at the same level as you. You are sitting at a table that it is an executive that'll be sitting there and learning from what have they done in their past and that kind of thing. I think it's, everybody can learn from everybody and each other and see, where do we need to focus, what's happening in different areas of this industry. But again, it's still keeping up with those current trends, the best practices, how the show industry works. And for those first timers, it's something that, they're not too familiar with how the industry may work. So seeing from those experienced professionals, they come across as mentors for us. So it's great. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak from experience. I remember when I was much earlier in my career, the conference, especially as you mentioned in those sessions, gives such a preview of, maybe you're working in a specific vertical in marketing or operations, and you want to learn about larger portions of the event sector. You're just not there yet. It's a really unique place to do that because, Carrie, the education, it's accessible, right? You get your ticket, you get access to everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's great. And there's so many opportunities for all the sessions. So
yeah. Melissa.
Awesome. So tell me, Carrie, in your opinion, what are the must-attend speakers or sessions? I know, listen, the co-chairs were being a bit cagey with who they've got, who they've, are able to speak about, but give us some insights.
I know. Well, all of them. I mean, you have to go to all of them. They're all going to be fantastic. But actually, both Brittany and Mikey actually did touch on the two of the sessions that are definitely some must-have. So one of them, of course, Nick, you're going to be moderating it. So of course your session is going to be awesome. It's that
you look like you're just learning that, Nick.
You volunteered for it, Nick.
This is live television. Confident face. Yes, I did know about that. Just for
so good.
But it's great. It's that executive panel, and for the past couple of years, we have done these executive panels, and I feel like they're so important to the industry as a whole, because you have kind of every different sector of our industry covered on those panels. You get to hear what's happening, the state of the industry, and I feel like even as a first time person that's attending the conference, you're going to learn so much and just hear really what it's all about. I think there's a lot of value to those sessions. So that's kind of how our first morning's going to start out. Of course, after the AGM that everybody's going to be attending. And then I would say one of the next ones would be Dahlia, of course. So that'll be great. We do have a few other ones coming in. We're just waiting on signed contracts, so I am not going to share those names, unfortunately. But we do have, again, as we spoke about earlier, having those expo member sessions and then the associate sessions as well. So being able to kind of segregate them a little bit, and for our associate members to actually have their own sessions. So if you're an associate member, it's huge, especially for you to be able to kind of gain a little bit more knowledge and some hands-on experience in those sessions too.
Amazing.
You kind of touched on this, but I think, Carrie, I know from a little bit of the meetings that I've been attending on the inside that you must be excited about this role of leading this, because I know you're working off of as we always do, the feedback from last, and you just touched on that, is getting more specific content and at the right time for different groups in Expo, whether that is on the associate side, whether that's for sales or others. But your team really did go through that feedback from previous conferences, and you must be personally very excited about it's really rolling out, I think, the most robust program that we've ever had.
Yes, I think so too. And it's, I love the way, Jennifer and the team kind of put together the list for us and gathered those survey results. And of course, so every year we've taken a look at those lists, and it's like there was that common theme. It's like, okay, we really need to do something. And, it's not just for those in the expo sector. So we want to make sure everybody's included, making sure everybody is actually walking away with something. Because as I think, Nick, it was you that said it earlier about it being like, it's not cheap to attend. If you're sending people in from across Canada, right, you want to get your values worth. So being able to have stuff there that your team can actually walk away with is huge. So.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great, Melissa. I know we are on a time schedule here. It took us a little while to get all the satellites pointed and everything, the dishes across the country pointed in the right direction, but we did get up and live. Melissa, anything else that we want
to? Listen, I think Carrie wrapped it up for us. That whether
Yeah.
you're new or you're experienced, there's going to be something for you at this conference in June, and early bird ends on April 17th. So, Nick, I think we're going to go to the West Coast now. Carrie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, Carrie.
Bye.
Yeah. I think you're right, Melissa. We've got a special guest that's calling in. He's not an official with really anything to do with, but we've got him here. I think it's an old dear friend of ours.
That's amazing.
He's on the line. It's Mr. David Hay.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Melissa.
Goodness
Hi,
gracious,
David. So nice of you to join us.
Wow.
My pleasure.
For breaking into our broadcast. That's great, but we are live across the country, coast to coast. You tell us about where you're calling in from.
I'm calling in from Richmond, BC.
Richmond, BC.
On the edge of Metro Vancouver.
Love it.
On a beautiful sunny day here on the West Coast.
I was just going to ask.
I think it's supposed to go up to close to 20 today. So.
Oh, very nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Almost as nice as Windsor.
David, are you looking forward to Windsor? And I mean, before we get to Windsor, just tell us about, you've attended a few conferences over the years. Do you remember your first CAEM conference?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd never been to a conference, and the first was 2014 in Edmonton. Oh. And it was with, with a couple of our other team, but it was a lot of fun, and I met a lot of new faces. So I always will remember that.
That's awesome. And tell us what one of the key takeaways you have learned at either that one in Edmonton or another one, a key takeaway that you've just been able to apply to your career.
I would say being able to listen in on the conversation. So the sessions are great, always great. Walk away from them, lots of good takeaways. But what really stands out is the conversations before, in between, and after. So with breakfast and then the coffee breaks and walking to the next one and then lunch and then the evening socials. As much as we're having fun and getting to know each other, everybody's on the same topic talking about what they've seen in these sessions. So you learn a lot. Even if you didn't get to attend one session, you can ask someone who was in there and you get their takeaway from it. So you see it from a different perspective, not just as an associate, but as an expo member. So you get all these great conversations. That's what it's all about. That's the networking. That's the key to it all.
David, we know that we've verified in the computer that we've got your registration, or else we wouldn't have been able to have. I'm kidding. So we know you're coming to Windsor. What is it that keeps you coming back to the CAEM conference? And in that question, what are you looking forward to at Windsor this year? And you know, it's coming up in June, of course, and you're making the journey.
They're it's one and the same. It's year to year. Last year I was registered and I had to cancel at the last minute. Something came up and I had to go away. But I deeply regretted that, because it's like traveling for the holidays when you're going to visit family for Thanksgiving or something. I travel and I really look forward to this because I like to reconnect and I like to break bread, have a drink, maybe a few laughs, share some stories, a handshake and some hugs, because it's a family affair. It really is. Once you've been there once, it was so welcoming from 2014 through. I have so many good memories. So everyone's unique, but some of the faces are the same, but it's all the new faces too, and the stories that they bring. So it's family day for me. It's a vacation in a sense, working
Vacation. We'll edit that. We can't. It's live. It's okay. No, David, we're so glad. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us. We're really looking forward to seeing you in Windsor and being our special guest on this live broadcast.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to be here. Thanks for thinking of me. And I look forward to seeing you in a few months.
Absolutely. You were missed last year, so we look forward to
Very
seeing
much
you in
so.
Windsor.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to make up for that.
Absolutely.
It's
Thanks
Mr.
for
David
joining us,
Hay,
David.
Levy Show Services in Richmond, BC. Okay,
Love it.
Melissa. Bye, David. Thanks. We're back. We're back.
We
and
are back.
We're keeping this going. I think we're keeping the viewership. I can see
Absolutely.
that people are.
David could be the poster boy of the conference this year.
Well,
I just loved hearing why he keeps coming back. I didn't realize that Edmonton was his first, so that's amazing. But he's a great professional in our industry, great member of CAEM. So thanks to him for sharing that.
Well, and before we go, we're going to go to our next guest. But on that, I mean, we're just seeing some great feedback here in the chat, Melissa. You know, first conference 2005 Niagara Falls, 2018 Blue Mountain. We're seeing here Deerhurst, Muskoka, Ottawa, 2015. I think that was 2014. So there's lots of people chiming in on that on the chat.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, well, okay.
And Andrew Zimble, I don't know if you saw Andrew Zimble's comment, but it's the friendliest conference he's ever been to. So thank you for that, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. I got to agree with Andrew on that. Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, I know we're getting to the next portion, networking and events, which is, I think, what a lot of people have tuned into to see. CAEM conference is renowned for its really valuable time networking and the special events.
We're going to welcome Jennifer Murray.
Okay.
Hi,
Here she
Melissa.
is.
There she is. Hey, Jennifer, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been watching backstage and I've been learning lots of new things and very excited to chat with you guys today.
Well, we're excited to chat with you. Yeah.
Yeah, the networking and events, I think everybody we've had on so far, Jennifer, has commented that it's such a important part of their conference experience. So certainly wanted to get you on here and talk about those because, you know, conversations like David Hay was just saying, you know, conversations that you don't plan. You're walking to lunch, you're walking to a session, you're leaving a session, all of those. So, I mean, I know that has been my experience as well, for sure. How about you, Nick?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just each conference. We're all real so busy, right? We're running our events or working in our sector, and you think of the conference. How are we going to? I got to make time. As soon as you get there and you start seeing some faces, in many cases you haven't seen for a year or maybe more. It reminds me, I'm having David on the call. I can't wait just to reconnect, and it's really those events. More so than that, the amount of new people that you meet that you might have known who they were, you didn't really know, and you get a chance to walk away from the conference. I think our co-chairs referred to that. I mean, you really walk away with not just like a lot of conferences, I'll say, business contacts. You will get that here, but you walk away with some friendships that you can really pick up the phone and make meaningful connections, which is what it's all about.
Absolutely. And just I really enjoyed David's comment about, coming to the conference every year, and it's family, and, he looks forward to the conversations and the hugs. It really is a family environment. And I think as first timers, what they can expect. We invite all of our first timers. We host a first timers reception, which is always at prior to our opening reception. So at that chance, they'll have a chance to meet board members as well as other first timers. You'll meet lifelong friends and make those connections. So I think as first timers at any sort of event, any sort of conference, people are nervous. This is definitely not the conference to be nervous to attend. We're very welcoming, and we'll connect ahead of time at our first timers Zoom call just to chat about what you can expect. But at the opening reception, it's a great opportunity to meet those board members and then other folks that are also attending for the first time.
That's wonderful. Jennifer, thinking of the networking sessions in a larger view for the conference, what is new and different this year?
Well, I'm very excited that, Brittany, Mikey, and Carrie, everybody's mentioned, Dahlia joining us this year. I'm super excited to hear her speak. And one thing that is new about the format for this keynote speaker, Dahlia is going to be speaking on Tuesday afternoon. There will be a plenary session that everyone is invited to. But then following that, the next morning, there's going to be a workshop roundtable session, hands-on session that Dahlia will moderate as well as other folks in our industry. And just the takeaways that you'll be able to take away something that you can bring to your everyday life after that. So that's something new that there is, a part one and a part two. So we're super, super excited to have Dahlia joining us. We're also very excited to be hosting a Women in Exhibitions Network meetup. So that's something new this year. And
brand new this year.
Very new, very excited for that. So just wanted to let everyone know what this organization is about. So it's a worldwide organization that welcomes as members, so professionals that represent the exhibition industry, venues, suppliers, and whose business is related to the organization and facilitation of exhibitions or trade fairs. I had to read that part. So, but we're going to be organizing, CAEM is going to be organizing a meetup on behalf of the North American chapter. So we're super excited about that. So further details to come, we're going to leave a little bit of
we have a few members. We have a few members already, right? For sure. Eleni's one of them, for sure. And a little fact for you, Laura Purdy from Exhibition Place was one of the founding members of the North American chapter of Women in Exhibitions. So give her a little shout out as well. But more to come on that for sure.
Yes. And obviously we're going to have, there's always a few new events and a couple that we're not going to share at this broadcast, but, keep your eyes and ears and, on your emails. And, we're super excited.
Super.
Fantastic.
Nick, over to you.
Great. I think we are keeping this tight and some things under wraps. I like that because we've got plenty. I know there'll be plenty more of announcements coming out, but I think it's important to touch on, Jennifer. The question, which is a good one, is that from a networking perspective, what's included that people might not realize. And I know past conferences, there's been specific meetings for show managers and facilities. There's lots of things that in the program from a networking standpoint that people might not realize over and above the formal education program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I wanted to make sure that everyone is aware of, that every delegate registration includes our opening reception as well as our sponsored Tuesday night dinner and entertainment and our Wednesday night dinner and entertainment as well. So your delegate registrations covers all of that. There's no extra fees on top of that. We also have guest tickets available for those evening events should you be traveling with someone in your family, a spouse, a partner, or whatnot. That is an additional cost, but for your delegate registration, all of these events are included.
Great.
And they're must-attend events, right?
Absolutely.
Right, Jennifer?
Absolutely.
They're always a good time.
Well, that's it. And I think we mentioned before, some of the best conversations happen at these events over coffee or just walking by and, joining someone else's circle. So I think, there's value in all of that.
That's great. Jennifer, we really appreciate connecting with you live on the broadcast. Melissa, I think that's all we've got time for. I now getting a ping that we may have another surprise guest coming in. I think we
let's stay in Toronto and get another quick perspective from a great guest that's joining us right now, Julie.
Oh goodness!
Hey.
It's Julie. Julie.
Hi, strangers. How are you? Great job today. This is good stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks
so
for joining.
Nice to be here.
Julie's a past president. You've been a member for so many years. Contributed so much.
Melissa, I'm not afraid. Since 1998.
I love it.
CAEM has been part of my life, so very much.
Love it.
I don't think I've missed a year of membership, although I've missed conferences. So longest standing professional affiliation of my career is this organization.
Amazing. That is incredible, Julie. I love that.
Love it too.
So, did you say 1998?
Yeah, my first conference was actually 1999 in Collingwood, before it was the pretty Collingwood you all know today, but it was at the older Blue Mountain back then.
Right. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. So if you have to think back of all the conferences you have attended, give us one takeaway that you still use today, something that you really just gained from attending and you still use it.
I don't know that I saw you ask David this question. I was like, shoot, they're going to ask me. And my memory, as we all get older, my memory isn't what it was. I think the thing that always stays with me, and he said it well, and others have said it too, is you always pick things up right away. It's such a welcoming group of people who there's a formal education program, and then there's kind of an informal experience that we all gain by connecting with the different folks who join this event every year. And whether it's current challenges, old challenges, inexperienced, junior, it doesn't matter. You all have said it along the way today. This group really does share and help each other advance. And it's probably one of the coolest conferences, I think, when we all go to other things, because it does have our family feel and the Canadian feel. But I wrote a note earlier when somebody was talking that it feels like it's our time together. So while we're all busy doing this all year long and we don't get the benefit of seeing each other's events all the time or learning what the greatest, latest thing is, a program like this over a few days is really dedicated to us dwelling on ourselves and how we can improve or advance our challenges in our events.
So well said, Julie.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing.
Julie, I wanted to ask you if you kind of, you've had so much CAEM experience, past president, and really just been such a tremendous leader. So if you think of the conference in general, and you put yourself in the shoes of an expo professional that's thinking of attending, what are they, practically, say I'm making a case to attend, what do you think that they can pick up from this, being mixed in with such a diversity of different companies, different organizers? I guess what I'm asking is, if you're considering attending, what are some of the things that you think that they would come out with at the end that's real kind of take home value for professionals?
Yeah, for sure. I think you guys have a formal program and everybody's getting teased about that today. And that's like very fundamental in terms of selling it inside my organization. So I'm big on getting to know topics and themes so we can say more folks are coming. But I think the takeaways are so vast, Nick. It's maybe you're talking to someone at the supplier summit. If there's a format for that type of an engagement that's really helping you figure out a problem in your business that none of the sessions were necessarily taking on, but in the middle of all of it, I learned some things I wasn't expecting to learn in a class, and I got to talk to other professionals who offer a service maybe I didn't know existed that can help me with the problem. The sources come from all over. It could be a chat at the bar. It could be during a dinner time. It could be over a lunch or standing at the coffee machine in the morning before breakfast. You see it with, one thing I would suggest people do is sit with different people. There's so many functions. There's breakfast, there's lunch, there's dinners. Try to mix yourself up a bit because you really will get the chance to learn different things. And it's not just what you're all formally putting forward for everyone to take in, but also the opportunity to connect with all those folks who have a wealth of experience to share with each other as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, well said, Julie. Now, if I think I know the answer to this, but tell me what keeps you coming back year after year.
It's all of it, right? I know I've missed a few in the last several years, but my role was a little less focused on my Canadian team, and there were others who were kind of leading the charge, and I'm a little more re-engaged. So I've actually rejoined the education committee because part of my plight here is if I don't see what I need, I'm looking for it somewhere, and I look to CAM, and if I wasn't seeing it, I wanted to get involved to help again. So that was the other note I wrote for all our friends in this community who don't know a lot about CAM yet. Just volunteer, get involved. It's one of the greatest ways to learn more, connect with people, understand the industry a little better, and it may prong other opportunities or ideas for you. But this group is very welcoming, encouraging of all levels of experience. So jump in and join us in Windsor, because I do think this is going to be a great event. Looking forward to what you've all put together this year.
Fantastic.
And hope to bring a few of my team members as well.
Julie, great. Thanks so much. And thanks so much for jumping in today as a special guest. I think it's so valuable, your insights, and really looking forward to seeing you at the conference in Windsor this June.
Likewise. Well done, everyone. And look forward to seeing you all in Windsor. Make sure you all join us. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, Julie.
Okay, we're back from our commercial break. We're just saying that in case we do commercialize this, right, Melissa?
You never know.
We never know, right?
They might not be able to control us at this point.
Well, exactly. So for those viewing, wondering, will this, how long is this going to go for? We know we started a bit late, but we are getting there. And in fact, what a segue from Julie about the destination, because I think that we are going to talk about Windsor.
Yes, let's talk about Windsor because it might surprise you. I don't know how many people have been lately, but let's talk about Windsor.
And
there they are. Hi, Sarah and Holly.
How are you?
Hi, Sarah and Holly.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We can't wait to come down and experience Caesars Windsor and Windsor Essex. We're really, really excited as a group for sure.
Absolutely. We are so excited to host CAEM this June in Windsor, Ontario. I mean, for a national conference to come to the most southern part of Canada, what a unique experience. There's so much to do. It's not just a building, right? We're an actual resort. We're a three-diamond AAA three-diamond resort. Totally messed that up. Right? Resort. We have over 8 restaurants and bars and lounges. There's so many great opportunities to hang out, network, hang out with some new friends, make some new ones. I heard Mikey talking earlier about a late night party. Well, we're definitely not a church. So if that's what you're looking for, absolutely, we can provide that. We also have some beautiful renovated rooms. So if you need a nice sleep, we can offer that as well.
And you know, as our local DMO, we are definitely looking forward to hosting you and hoping that you get out and explore a little bit. So whether that means you come in a little bit early or stay a little bit later after the conference, we have a ton of ideas for you to enjoy your stay while you're here.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, Melissa, I know we have a video, but I think we'll continue some questions here. Maybe we'll run that right after, because Sarah and Holly were, you know, as you can tell, I think from the broadcast and the chat, everybody's very excited. But there's some things happening. I do want to start with the venue itself, Caesars Windsor. There's been some exciting news lately in and around the venue, and that we're going to be heading to that people might not know.
Absolutely. So the building, our casino first opened in 1994, licensed, the first licensed property in Ontario, casino licensed property. Just recently, we have been, Caesars Entertainment globally has actually purchased the building from OLG. So just recently, even with this in last month, we are now Caesars Entertainment, which is huge news, which means that we can offer all the same brands, all the same entertainment, same styles. We're literally bringing Las Vegas right here to Windsor, Ontario. You don't have to travel far, which to say is just down the street from Toronto, lots of flights in. It's very exciting news.
Well, that's a reason alone to attend, but you might as well do it while you're at the CAEM conference there. We just got to get those links in. That is very exciting news. Melissa, I know we were going to ask some questions around the Windsor experience.
Yeah, absolutely. When we were on the phone the other day, we were talking about wine tours and all kinds of, there's something going on with the pizza. Tell all of our members who want to know, what are 3 or a couple of Windsor only experiences?
Sure. Right off the top of my head, we are the home to Canadian whiskey. We have great history here in our distillery district, which is just about 5 minutes. We can, you know, see it from the windows that we're looking out right now, which is our Walkerville neighborhood. And that was founded by Hiram Walkers of Canadian Club whiskey fame. It's a great neighborhood to explore with dining, shopping, a lot of historical facts. And of course, you can sip on some Canadian whiskey while you're there. Another thing that is very unique to us is we are the southernmost point of mainland or anywhere in Canada. And we are home to Point Pelee National Park. You can take a stroll out, a really leisurely stroll along the beach out to the southernmost tip of Canada. And then we have a really unique destination called Pelee Island, which would be the southernmost inhabited land in Canada. So, you know, that's a day trip. It's a 90-minute ferry from the mainland, and it's really a unique experience. In addition to that, and because of our southern location, we are home to over 20 wineries, including Ontario's only beachfront winery. So we definitely have lots of exploring to do there. Great tasting wines. We are on the same latitude as Northern California and Rome.
Except for our wine tastes better.
Yes, yes.
I love it. Okay.
I know there's some people on the call today that are taking notes on that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's happening.
And we're happy to send out lots of recommendations.
Oh, so that's great.
On the food side, and here in Alberta, it's really just getting on lunch. So that's why we're keeping this webinar moving. But I did see, what is there from the foods, a pizza connection here in Windsor? Is it famous?
We do. We have world famous Windsor style pizza. There's a few aspects that make it pretty unique. One of those being our shredded pepperoni. We use canned mushrooms. Don't knock it until you try it. And we also use locally made galati cheese along with a cornmeal crust. I think there's some other little secret ingredients that really make that unique because, you know, other locations have tried to duplicate it to no luck. But definitely you cannot leave your visit here without trying a slice of Windsor style pizza.
All right. Good. Wanted to get that one in, Melissa, because
love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. So one more question, just on Caesars Windsor itself. Like, tell us why it's such a standout venue. I mean, I think it's amazing that in the last month you've been, you know, bought by the entertainment group, right? So you're bringing Vegas to Canada, which I think is such a great thing, and so many restaurants and things like that. But are there a couple of other things that you can mention to our members that really make Caesars just a standout and they should be looking forward to coming there in June?
Absolutely. So Caesars in Windsor is in such a beautiful location. We're located right on the waterfront. We have long waterfront trails where you can visit in the morning, in the evening. The opening reception for CAEM is right here in Augustus 27, which is located on the 27th floor overlooking Windsor and Detroit. We even have a balcony that you can go hang out on during the actual conference and during the opening reception. Not only that, we're open 24 hours, 24 hours a day. Big, beautiful property. If you want to explore outside of the walls, of course, we 100% encourage you to. But if you're looking just to drop your keys and go, that is absolutely another option as well. The staff is amazing. We are truly a family. Most employees have been here for 20 to 30 years plus. I'm 18 years myself. And that really shows the dedication and how much people really love here and the family atmosphere that we will invite you to then become part of our family. So many opportunities to network, so many opportunities to make friends, and so many opportunities to really have those special moments, which make conferences so absolutely amazing and memorable. CEAM, I'm so excited. I will be here during the conference. Holly will be attending as well. And we look forward to hosting everybody CMA all across CAEM, all the way across from nationwide here right to Windsor, Ontario.
Oh my gosh, you guys really looking forward to it.
Sarah, that's so special, and thanks for adding that on the history. I think many of us in our organizations can relate to that. That means a lot, and it means a lot to give us a feeling of where we're going. And Holly, Windsor as a destination. I know we're short for time, and we're going to let you go in a minute, but it's accessible, the city. I know that from firsthand. If you're booking travel, whether it's by air or train or car, once you get your CAM ticket booked, there's some great rates obviously at the venue that's been negotiated. So I'm
absolutely.
Yeah.
So mention the flights. Sorry. Thank you for bringing it up. We have flights daily from Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, flights daily, multiple flights daily. The flight from Toronto, literally you go up and you come down. You get your drinks real quick and then the party starts. You can't even finish your drink. So lots of really great options. They take Via Rail, which is absolutely beautiful. The airport, the Via Rail is literally 10 minutes from the destination, from Caesars Windsor. So many great ways to get here. Of course, we're available anytime for anybody that wants to reach out. Please do. Thank you.
Fantastic. Holly and Sarah, saying it backwards because you decided to sit that way. There we go. Okay. Okay, this is a professional show. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much for joining us live here, Melissa. I know that we're going to move on, but we look forward to seeing you in June. And thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it, ladies. Thank you.
Bye.
Wow, that was special, Melissa. Hearing from our guests today, and I know I'm excited, and I can see from the chat a lot of folks are. I'd like to pass it over, Madam President. I know that you'd like to give some words here while we are on live, if that's good, okay with you.
Absolutely. Listen, this has been so wonderful to just hear from people. I think a highlight for me is Julie and David, just their personal experiences. But really looking forward to being in Windsor, because at the core of this conference is about our community, bringing people together to share ideas and come together to kind of move our industry forward. Windsor is going to provide us a great setting for that. It's easy, it's accessible, it's welcoming. They have 7 restaurants. And did you hear about the wine? I think it's going to be really wonderful and built for connection. This is a really important time in our industry. People are from across North America, brands, customers, they're all leaning into events. So this is our time. And this conference is for us to come together, discuss the challenges, but also the opportunities. And that's what I'm really excited about. This conference has always meant a great deal to me. And it's not possible without all of our partners and our sponsors. Our sponsors this year are stepping up in an extraordinary way. We've already signed on 90% of the sponsors that we were hoping to. So we're really excited about that. And I invite you all to join us. So be there in Windsor, June 15th to 17th. And again, early bird is until this month, April 17th. So I really, really hope you all join us, whether you're new to the industry or a crafty vet like myself. It's going to be a great time.
Thanks for that message, Madam President. And back to Melissa, my co-host. That was really good. And I'm just, and while you were speaking, I was watching. We have Valerie. A bit of a shout out. Thanks, Val, for letting us know your first conference this June. There's so many folks here that are chiming in, and I know that support means the world to the volunteers that are working so hard to put this together from our conference co-chairs. There's many more we didn't have a chance to get through today, and I know our producer here at the CAEM studios is going to say we got to close this down. But Melissa, final kind of call out there. I think early bird is coming up, and if you have any questions, we've got a whole team ready to answer them.
Yeah, just call into the office. Jennifer and the team at Ascension has been fantastic. They can answer any questions, or you can call us, right, Nick? I did have to laugh because Steve Dempsey is calling us the morning show, which who knows, Nick, maybe a second career for both of us, right?
Maybe.
But it's just so heartwarming to hear so many people are excited about Windsor, and so many people are, feel that when they come to the conference that it is a family, and that is what weaves us all together. I'm so excited for this June.
So am I. Melissa, thanks for joining me and me joining you. It's been a lot of fun today.
It has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks to the membership and the viewers. We'll be signing off, and we'll see you all in Windsor. Early bird deadline, April 17th.
See you in Windsor.